think Dak is disrespected?
Absolutely, he's been disrespected.
Oh, here we go.
You didn't throw me in the videos and the montage. I started this. Respect to Dak Prescott, who is trying to control what he can't control when you're on the football field. And most of that is materialized through numbers. And the ultimate number is, did you win? We all know, since he's been in the league, second most wins at the position, okay?
Regular season.
Dude,
I'm just throwing
I have information. And listening to your
we
Whitlock,
know.
Yeah.
I know you got that information.
I do like and respect coworkers who are overpaid, right? I do. You my boy. You my dog. Nah, you work. I'll give you that. You do grind. That said, this is all about comps. When you go to the housing market, you go to any sector where comps change value and change price. Dak Prescott, and you're talking about the numbers, man. If you look at the top 10 quarterbacks by salary, do you know that 6 of them didn't even make the playoffs last year? 6 of them. And then there's a 7th in Carson Wentz where you're like, your team did, but did you? Because you never play in those games. So with that said, Todd France has comps. And he's like, I'm going to focus in on these comps, and I'm certainly going to narrow down to the Carson Wentz number, and that's where we're stuck at. He's being disrespected because his numbers are what he can control. His numbers have surpassed people in his top 10, and he's not getting paid accordingly.
Marcellus, I've been to your house. If we moved it to your old neighborhood in Compton, the value would go down. It would. Dak ain't in the same neighborhood as these other quarterbacks he's trying to get paid like. Go. Somebody help me out. He's not being disrespected.
No, I don't think he's being disrespected, and I don't think this is a function of respect or disrespect. It's just business. And in this business, especially when we look at the NFL free agency, guys are constantly signed for values that they don't deserve because it's free agency, and that's what the market bears. This is what the market bears right now, and the fact that Carson Wentz signed where he signed, that is a very fair comparable for his agent and for Dak to work off of. He's got more wins. He's got more head-to-head wins. He's got more conference wins. He's got playoff wins. He has a better completion percentage. They came in the same year. Why shouldn't he get at least the number that Carson Wentz got? And this isn't about respect or not respect. It's about the market and comparables.
Yeah, I think Coach just hit it on the head. I don't think he's being disrespected. I think some of his inconsistencies throughout the season may warrant some of the criticism that he gets. But you're the quarterback of America's team. You're the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys, which is one of the richest franchises in all of sports. And so you're going to get criticism that comes along with that. And he took over for Tony Romo, right? And so the way he took over for Tony Romo, people were expecting him to be as good or better. There has been some up and down games, but I don't think he's disrespecting. And I also agree with you as well. He's the next man up, and that's kind of where the quarterback market is. It's not even about the numbers as much anymore. It's more so about, are you the next man up to get paid? And that's what we're seeing with Dak Prescott.
Okay, but it sounds like Eric and Reggie are agreeing with me, Marcel, so I'm going to go back at you again.
It's amazing that they're agreeing with you with their words, but then their information actually supports what I'm saying.
And you know, right.
There's a contradiction.
What information?
The fact that his numbers, the comps, the comparables say he deserves to be in this. I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say this clearly. Derek Carr is in the top 10. Does he deserve more than him? Stop playing. Matthew Stafford, stop playing. Jimmy G, oh, my God, what are we talking about right here? Kirk Cousins, Carson Wentz. These are all top 10 salary quarterbacks.
Until you got to Carson Wentz, you were in the right neighborhood. You were in the right neighborhood when you start talking about Derek Carr, or did you mention Joe Flacco, Nick Foles?
I ain't going down there.
Those are the neighborhoods he belongs in, but let's quit acting like because some of us are saying, hey, man, you're good, but I wouldn't pay you $30 million. That's not disrespect. That's an evaluation of the market. And again, that's people go in and put a bid on the house. Sometimes they come in low. Someone else, a sucker, may come in high and overpay for Dak like you would. I'm going to buy Dak at the house price that he's worth. 23, 24, 25.
No, you're not.
No, you're not.
No, you're not. Your house is going to be sitting there. Whitlock going to be in there chilling. You know why? Carson Wentz, is he the 4th best quarterback in our league? Why is he getting paid like it? Is Kirk Cousins the 6th? Is Kirk Cousins the 6th best quarterback in our league? Why is he getting paid like it? Jimmy G, the 7th best quarterback in our league? And these are people that I actually respect. But are they even close to what they're getting paid in compensation in terms of ranking in the league? No. So why now all of a sudden that's the strongest argument we have against Dak when we don't have that same argument against everyone else?
If Dak Prescott was a free agent, he would get more than $32 million.
Oh, stop, no.
If Dak Prescott was out in the open market, he would get more than $32 million.
Name a team.
You can't,
Name a team.
Look, we look at this all the time, and you saw the Minnesota Vikings come in at how much guaranteed money for
84.
Kirk Cousins? And nobody necessarily thought that was going to be the number they came in at.
Right.
When you are a free agent and there's 32 teams and most of them are desperate for a quality quarterback, you're going to overpay. That's the way it is. And you're not just betting on, or you're not just saying, this is what I'm paying you for what you did. You're betting on the come. You're betting on the future. What do you think this player can be? And
why would he get more than Nick Foles? Just this past offseason, why would he get more than Nick Foles?
Because he doesn't have the failures in his resume that Nick Foles has.
Or the successes.
You know, that's true, but hold on. In spot duty. Come on. Nick Foles didn't take that from beginning to end. That's a spliced situation there between Carson Wentz carrying the water and then Nick Foles saving the day. But at the end of the day, you still have a body of resume against Nick Foles that you don't have in the negative towards him.
And that is the upside of not having that much tape, is you have the ability, if you're an organization that wants to sign a guy, to say, we think he's going to be this, where a guy like Nick Foles has a much bigger body of work, and you don't know which guy you're necessarily going to get.
Right.
Yeah, I know we love to use the Carson Wentz comparison, but are we willing to sit here and say that when you turn on the film, you look at Carson Wentz, and you look at Dak Prescott, that there is not a clear-cut difference in his ability to be accurate, push the football down the field, win games, all those different things?
I'm sorry, Reggie. I haven't been in your house. I know it's immaculate. It's huge, expansive. When you turn on that film in your house, it's not Carson Wentz on that film a lot of times because he's on the sideline.
For the playoffs.
He's never won a playoff game. He's only won 2 meaningful December games, and one of them he couldn't even finish.
He was in the MVP conversation.
Yeah,
Get him.
so was
Get him. I knew Coach was ready for this.
Was he in the MVP conversation? Has Dak ever been in the MVP
No,
conversation?
but has Derek Carr? Yeah, he was in the MVP conversation until he got hurt, and nobody's sitting here going, Derek Carr should be making $34 million a year.
Right.
Just because someone's in the conversation for a little while doesn't mean they necessarily need to be in the conversation long term.
I'm going to stick with the housing analogies. I'm not going to go sexist.
Are we in
today.
Compton or are we in the Valley where I'm at?
Well, we're talking about amenities inside the house.
Okay.
Carson Wentz has a pool in the backyard. Dak doesn't. That's why his price is so high. It's the talent.
Wrong.
He was, what was he, the number 2 pick in the draft? The evaluators have already said early on what neighborhood Carson Wentz was in.
Yeah.
Dak is trying to be the Beverly Hillbillies and move on to a new neighborhood, or George Jefferson and move on up to a new neighborhood. But there's a lot of, like, dude, the homeowners association is saying, you're not qualified.
Yeah.
You don't have the right amenities.
Yeah.
You don't have a Super Bowl. You don't have the talent. You don't have a pool in your backyard. You're not fit for this neighborhood.
When you buy a house, you have an inspector go look at it, and Carson Wentz's pool might not work. And there's a lot of things.
How the pool not going to work? You can put some water in it.
It just don't work. The filter, all that don't
everything
work.
ain't working.
And you're playing with the numbers here. In football, there's always an equation when you're talking about value. You can highlight the strengths, or you can highlight the weaknesses. And if you believe there's upside, you start to highlight the strengths.
Yeah.
Like you said, Dak has intangibles that need to be highlighted on top of numbers that shouldn't be cooked. And right now, a lot of people are cooking the books on Dak because they don't like everything that they see. But it doesn't matter. Maybe your eyes are deceiving you.
Holding on to the football too long.
All right, the sacks got it. Russell Wilson has sack issues as well.
Don't compare him to Russell
I'm not.
Wilson.
I'm just saying the sack problem. Okay,
Wait. Carson Wentz got hit at a rate that was higher than any quarterback early in the season.
And took his toll.
Got a
by
pool in the backyard,
far,
right?
because he wouldn't release the ball.
Yeah.
That's one of his biggest issues is he needs to learn how to get rid of the football.
Yeah.
Listen, no one up here understands the business of football. Well, all 3 of you understand the business of football at a very high level. When you get drafted that high, it impacts your second contract.
It bleeds.
No question about it. That happens all the time.
Yeah.
And so that's what's happened to Carson Wentz. Look, for me, I hate to be in this position where it sounds like I can't stand Dak Prescott, because it's just not true. I just think the guy right now is a 25 and on the high end, a $27 million quarterback. Right now. Maybe he can prove to be something else. That's not disrespect.
That's not disrespect. Yeah,
I think he stick with him, but not at some ridiculous price that I'm telling you, and I keep going back to it, his teammates, if he comes in at $30 million or above, his teammates are going to turn on him.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. And be sure to check out more of the best clips from Speak For Yourself, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.